Parth, come on up here. As I've sat here all night long, came through, took a look at all the pictures that we've all seen, only had one question about the people who organized this. Should I have gone first or last? Because I think I can explain some of what has gone on up here tonight, and probably a lot more of what you'll hear later. Some time ago, Dottie had mentioned to me about Guy taking these trips all the way to India to see a tiger. And I brought my buddy up here. Come on up. Will you confirm that that's been going on?
Guy came nearly 4 times to India before he first saw a tiger.
And about how much of those trips?
Every time the trip was around 3 to 4 days, and he came every year to see the tiger, but in the 4th attempt he got to see the first time tiger in India.
And how long is airfare? How long does it take to get to India?
Guy travels first class.
Sure. He's shorter trip.
He gets to sleep. It's around, the first time he came, there were no direct flights to India. It's around 16 hours to 18 hours getting to India, then driving another 8 hours to the jungle.
It took me about 50 years.
Yeah. I mean, you don't realize it, but you're making my point. Thank you very much. You can sit down. So, should I have gone first or last? We've got to have an explanation for what's been going on in this guy's life for all these years. And I feel like I'm the common denominator. I've known Guy since the mid-70s, met him here at the Atlanta Athletic Club. And yeah, common denominator. That's really funny. Can you all please laugh? I find it very funny that we've got a cover to the Club Times from February of 1982 with him playing racquetball. He and I probably played 50 or 60 games in racquetball. I've never lost to him. He's on the cover. So that kind of pulls it all together. What I'm trying to tell you is that I met Guy here on these grounds of this club back in the mid-70s. And every time we played racquetball or whenever we were together, he was talking about starting a branch office for a company out of Ohio. And he would just bring it up casually and just tell me what was going on and how he was pulling his team together, et cetera, et cetera. And we had played in a tournament against one another, and of course I won that one too. I say that humbly. And then after that, I got a call from Guy. He said, "Do you remember me telling you about me starting this company?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "Would you come out and talk to me about that? Let's play a little racquetball." Well, just as a reminder, we're talking the mid-70s. Racquetball rackets back then were just like a tennis racket, but smaller, very heavy wood. And again, I think what I'm about to tell you is going to explain something. About halfway through that game, I came around with a pretty strong backhand and caught Guy right in the head, right up here. Busted the skin. He had 13 stitches inside, 13 stitches outside. And I believe that explains some of the things that we're seeing. I think it explains the dancing. I think if you'll look on your plates here, some of these pictures, no one would have posed for those pictures if they were normal. So that alone explains some things. Now, I wasn't going to go where I'm about to go, but somebody else beat me to it. And I can't remember who it was. I think it was Tracy. But along the way, Guy went ahead and made an offer for me to join him, even though I'd knocked his head off, okay? And I was working for him. And I've done the math here, and I was in my late 20s. And I had never worked for anybody like this. And I called in one day to tell him that I wasn't feeling well, and he said, "Slattery, there's nothing wrong with you that a good buttermilk enema wouldn't help." I had never heard that phrase. And then he had a lot of other things that he said along the way that I better not repeat here. But as I conclude my remarks, I am moved to say this. One of the great pieces of advice my mother always gave me was, son, be a gentleman. And this guy is that. Thank you very much. He forgives me